because when a part of you dies, you can be anybody. So you experience Vishwarupam, right? And the third is mystery, the ability to walk into the unknown. So if you want to truly transcend, you should simultaneously be comfortable with experiencing all these three. Now, fear of technology, any new transcendent tool elicits these three emotions in us. There's a part of us that feels liberated and say, wow, the techno euphorists are like, we're going to build euphoria. I mean, utopia. Sorry, utopians. You have the haters saying, oh my God, it's no longer human. And you have the entire spectrum in between. I believe that we are already cyborgs. Get over it. I love this title, but I think we've used it in so many different ways. Because my argument is the fact that man and us are separated, we have to choose which one are we. Okay, and I love that. So it already tells us we are no longer man. Now the essence of man, you have to understand what it is historically. May I just?
Yes, sure.
Please. Indulge myself for a minute. Because I want to cut to the chase of what for me is the root cause. The self, if you look across cultures, has three layers. Okay? In the bottom you have machine, our body. Then you have anima, life force, something like nature, animals. And you have above that man, the essential man who is capable of thinking, the Homo sapien. And above the Homo sapien is an object of transcendence, traditionally known as God. Okay? The man tried to go beyond himself or herself to a larger, or themselves, to a larger sense of God. What happened was a cool dude called Newton comes and tells us that machines are, nature is nothing but a machine. And you see this large mass destruction of nature because of the consciousness shift. Okay, we fell, nature fell to a machine. Man fell to nature, animal, when Darwin told us we are nothing but a product of evolution. And the third coffin in the man's self-esteem was the DNA, when we realized that man is nothing but code. And so that we call the first phase, the fall of man. And each one of these have had cultural repercussions. But that we are aware of, we know that. The biggest thing that this book addresses for me is the second phase that we don't know about, which are three more transitions. Machines are becoming our new environment, our new nature. We have no direct relationship with the environment or your loved one. We are all cyborgs. The second shift is that nature is showing agency. When you connect disparate elements together, you have a new digital nervous system that's forming, a new kind of entity, superhuman, right? And that has agency of its own. Simple example, a big bull was brought on a stage and people were asked to guess the weight. 10,000 people, no one got it right. Simple weighted average, exact weight of the bull. There is wisdom in crowds, which we're realizing now that we're connected. So there's a new agent other than the authoritative man. And the third big shift we have to deal with is that every form of labor associated with man is being replaced by technology. Let's start with mechanical labor, emotional labor, spiritual labor. Emotional labor, neonatal robots are better than moms. They are, statistically. The question we need to ask is, what do we want to be? Are we against the machine, with the machine? We are cyborgs.
Oh my God.
And our argument is that the new tool of transcendence is not God. God was killed by Nietzsche. Nietzsche killed God, and God was replaced by science and technology, which you mentioned are deterministic in their approach to, you don't have mystery. So what is the new replacement? And we think it's the future connected self, because that is the object of transcendence. And you know why it's better than God? Because God was so absolute. God was so, as you rightly said, Kantian, Hegelian understanding of God, the absolute. We are a speck in the consciousness of God. But we millennials don't believe that. We want a relational God. Sufism offers that. Jainism offers that. There are alternate opportunities to understand the transcendent. And we in India have this unique opportunity to reinvent what the role of humans moving forward are. So I just wanted to throw that plug in.
So that leads me very much into my next question, which is about this huge, Nostradamus